play again. Two roommates, one remote. The Rewatch podcast where we dive back into the shows and movies we couldn't stop talking about in college, and probably still can't. We're your hosts, Anna and Megan, two roommates with one remote, ready to laugh, debate, and maybe get a little too nostalgic as we revisit the classics and discover a few new favorites along the way. So grab your popcorn, press play, and hang out with us as we rewind it all, episode by episode, movie by movie. So I can't believe that I forgot to say this in the last one.
Mm-hmm.
But the Winter Hill anniversary event that's happening this year,
Yes.
tickets go on sale Saturday.
Oh boy.
Well, by the time this goes out, it will have been already passed.
Yes.
They go on sale February 7th. So I'm so excited. Like, I have only the basketball game and like some of the press conference, stuff like that's been announced. The only guest so far that's been announced is Nathan.
James Lafferty.
I'm so excited. So I will be getting my picture made with him. I am going to the basketball game. I really want to get my picture made with Friday night there's a pep rally. They have not announced prices for that. I really would love to go to that too. So we'll see. I want to get my picture made with Nathan and Haley together.
That would be cool.
And I really want to get my picture with Clay and Quinn if they're there. And recently is when I was like, I really want my picture with Chris Keller. I just love Tyler Hilton. But I also love Stephen Coletti, who played Chase.
Yes.
And I'm watching him on The Traitors right now, and he is so, I love him. So him and Alex, I want like duo pictures. So I want James. My mom and I are taking a picture with him together. But I also want Brooke and Haley, that duo, but I want Haley and Quinn. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I'm going to narrow it down because I can't spend on all that. Honestly, I mean, Haley for sure should be there. I would think at least.
Oh, I think
Brooke,
that's mandatory. Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess I don't actually know about Clay and Quinn. And so I'll just have to wait and see when they're announced. I'm ready.
I've seen Clay or...
Oh, he likes and comments on all
Robert
of it.
Buckley on... Well, no, he's been in several movies and things I've watched lately. Like recent. And I'm like, oh,
I know. He's so cute.
He's in a really cute... It's pretty cheesy, I'm not gonna lie. Like a Valentine's Day type movie.
Yes.
I think on Netflix.
Yes. I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
It's cute, but it's cheesy.
Well, yeah, of course. But I'm so excited. I knew, last June when we were there, I said, surely they will have something for the 23rd anniversary. Sure enough. And I said since June, no one can judge me on the amount of money that I spent.
No.
Because also I'm a Trick member. I bought a Trick membership.
That's awesome. If I had it, I'd be there.
Oh, I know. I bought a Trick membership, so I get access to tickets an hour early.
I love it.
And there's some type of discount. I'm not sure, but I'm so excited. I can't wait. I also emailed the Ray who started Friends with Benefits.
Yes.
And her general manager Juanita, and I was just saying how much I really love it, and the event company itself is just really a great thing, and admire it and all this, and the charities that they support like St. Jude, but then I talked about our podcast. So, and they said to send a link. So I haven't done it yet, but I need to send a link.
Oh my gosh.
For the podcast.
Yes.
So shout out. Yeah.
That's so cool.
They said that sounds so fun. So, well, I mean, I really asked if they wanted to be a guest. They did not respond to that part, but they did ask for a link because they said it sounds so fun. So,
yes, that's awesome.
You never know what could come of it. I also asked if they were hiring.
Yes.
I just love it so much, and I love Wilmington. I think we know that. But anyways, it's just I'm so excited. I know we've joked lately about this is fictional. And obviously, but the friendships that you make and the bonds you create with people who like the same things as you, it's not fictional. Like
No,
that's
right.
you know, when we went to some of that stuff and like just the people standing in line with us, or the people that were
Yes.
also at the Lucas and Karen's house, and just like you, there's like a kindred spirit of
Mm-hmm.
like we just all feel connected to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You're not afraid to talk to each other,
Right.
ask to take pictures. It's just so fun.
Yes.
And you feel connected to those people
Mm-hmm.
because they like the same things as you.
I agree.
So I don't care that it's fictional. You know what? It brings me joy. So I don't really care what anybody
Well,
else says.
it's a form of not escape in a bad way, but like everybody needs something.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you choose to make that TV, or you choose to make that the outdoors, or if you choose to make that something that,
Music or
right, anything.
books. I mean, yeah, anything. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I just
Mm-hmm.
love TV. I love the storytelling of it. I really
Yes.
wish, really, really, really wish that I could be an actor
Mm-hmm.
on television, because I like continuous stories, not just a movie that's like done.
Yeah. I think if I was gonna act, I'd have to do a movie.
That is exactly the difference
Yeah.
in us.
Yeah. I feel like a TV show would drag on too long. I would lose interest in what I was doing probably by then.
And I want a good TV show to feel like summer camp, where we're all just hanging out all the time together.
I mean, I feel like it would take summer camp to get a movie done. I'd be okay with it. I don't need it to go on beyond that.
I know. You're like, next.
Sometimes.
Oh gosh. So, anyways,
I guess it's a good segue into the name of this episode.
Oh, alternative lifestyles. So, an economics class project pairs Dawson. The synopsis. I could not get that word out.
That word wasn't coming to me right now.
An economics class project pairs Dawson and Jen as husband and wife, as well as Pacey and Andy as a married couple. Jen, with a little of Abby's help. Help is a nice word.
Yeah.
This is not help. Tries to take advantage of this project to get closer to Dawson, while Pacey gets to know a little more about Andy's background from Jack. While doing this project, Joey learns that as a single parent, she has a better chance of success in life, but does not see the same for Bessie, who begins pressuring her to work harder at the ice house. Also, Mitch and Gail's marriage continues to deteriorate to a point where neither one wants to be around the other.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this one aired October 21st, 1998. This is episode 3, Alternative Lifestyles. Oh, man.
There's a lot that happens in this one.
There is.
It felt like it went by fast, but it's still like every square inch was packed.
Mm-hmm. So, Mitch and Gail, real quick. They've decided to give this whole open marriage thing a go. Well, not they. He decided.
Yeah.
She gets dropped off at home from work by Frank in accounting, and all I could think of was that skirt is way too short.
Yes. Which, truthfully, I noticed it at the early beginning of the episode, which I know we'll come back to because.
Oh, Dawson.
Well, no, not just that, but this is the first significant change that we've had to openings.
Yeah, it wasn't in his room.
Right, but it was just completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, well, like I said, we'll come back to that. But no, Gail's skirt was short to begin with.
And then her goodbye.
Her skirts last season we commented on too.
Yes.
But yeah, she gets out of the car, and not only are they about to hug, but they're about to kiss on the lips.
They did. It was it was just weird.
Barely, but still like
it. And he's watching. Mitch is watching it, and so that's when he broaches the subject of the open marriage, and Thursday night will be date night, and we have to be honest. But really, they're not honest with each other.
Mm-mm.
It's just so uncomfortable.
Right. And Mitch is like, why didn't you call me? And she's like, well, I thought it was easier to just get a ride.
Mm-hmm. But you still, in my opinion, call your husband. Tell him the car has broken down. Somebody's going to give me a ride home. or something. Like, there's no communication, which is what he wants.
Yes, it's not like they had the kinds of cell phones that we do today. So, I mean, he was outside. Who's to say he would have even heard the phone ring?
Well, but then she could have said, "I did try to call you."
Right. I'm not trying to argue any side of this because I don't agree with any of it. But whether it was the truth or not, it looks sketchy enough. And I just think that all of it, including the outfit choices, are poor choices on Gail's part.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they end up going on their separate dates, but not really dates. Like, she's sitting at a coffee shop by herself. He's at a bar by himself, though.
Right, but you can tell he's actively perusing the room.
He is. It's kind of cringy and gross. Yes. And he looks like the oldest person in the room by far.
Yes, it's awful.
It is.
And bless her heart, she's just trying to get herself out of the house because she cooked and
this episode did feel, last episode we said she's trying to use like physical intimacy more so. This one, I really felt bad for her because she cooked that. Because to me, what she made the choice of doing was, okay, Thursday night is going to be date night and we can do whatever we want with whoever. She's using that to be like, but I want to spend it with you. Correct. He still decides to go out. And so she's lit these candles and she has cooked this meal for him. And he walks in and he's like, I made plans.
Yeah, it's date night.
And it is a little bit hard to watch.
It is, but to me, he's just making a stand and standing on it.
I know.
I think it's... I don't agree with it. I think it's halfway despicable all by itself. But again, I don't agree with any of this.
No. Then she decides to go out because she doesn't want to just sit at home and seem desperate, I guess. But then they both lie about how their nights went. He says he's out dancing, meeting new friends. Yeah. No, he's not. She says she went for drinks
with friends.
She did not.
No.
So they're not being honest, which is the whole thing that they based this, the only rule they had. So we have issues. Other than the open marriage itself, there's already issues from the beginning of this thing that they're trying. So it's not going to end well, obviously.
No.
But back to the beginning, Dawson. So here's what I find interesting with this is that Mitch, as the father, is the one who is very actively like, we're taking this ladder down.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to have the girl in your room. Usually it's like the mom who is like,
true,
you know, a little bit more
protective
of it, and just like aware of the
opposite sex.
Yeah, but she's just in the in the next scene, she's just in the kitchen, doesn't even realize what they're talking about. This whole conversation between Dawson and Mitch of being a sexual being and
yes, and he's like, the sooner that you let me have Joey in my room, like unsupervised, he says, the sooner we can have an honest conversation.
It's really like disrespectful, actually, towards your parents.
Oh, the whole thing is I mean, flying in the face.
Yeah, and then she comes out of the closet.
Right.
It's so.
I mean, he even has the nerve to ask you. You grew up in the 60s, didn't you?
When he says, after Mitch comes back in and tells Joey to come with him.
Yes.
Dawson looks at her and says, see you in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I wanted to slap him.
Oh, it would have been so bad.
Disrespectful. So I did not like that. So as I was watching, I thought, I like Dawson through this episode because I honestly forgot all about that beginning of this. So that takes him down a notch for me, honestly. I did like him through the rest of the episode. That was just so disrespectful and gross. Like, you are the child.
Right, which Mitch kept reminding him, you, child, me, parent.
Yeah. Well, you gotta remind him more than just once every
I know, but then he took it a step further in disrespect and being like, yeah, you, Jane, me, Tarzan, to insult him for the way that he was speaking to him. But hello, sometimes you have to dumb it down to you, you idiot.
Yes.
You don't listen the first time.
He's got this smirk on his face through the whole thing. I didn't like it.
Like he's so calculated and got it all figured out. It gives me the creeps.
Like he's above everything that they're saying to him.
It's creepy.
Which, honestly, it's the way they've raised him and enabled him a little bit up to this point.
It just gives me the creeps.
Anyways.
Sorry.
Joey and Bessie.
Mm-hmm. Wait, before we go into that, we at least need to mention, outside of the synopsis, the project.
Oh, we will, but the next scene is at Joey's house.
Yeah, I know, but... Well, wait.
She is like, I need you to stop by the ice house before school. We have the inspector coming, and Joey's I have first period, and she's like, can you mop behind the freezer too? And like saying all these things, wipe the counter so it at least looks clean. Right. It's like all these things, and Joey, we get a glimpse before she gets to school to get that project. It's like
that's right. I forgot to write
Bessie relies on her for a lot of things.
Yes, she does.
Right or wrong, and we'll dive into that a little more, that dynamic. But you know, we have talked about this before, that Joey really doesn't have her own place at home. And then even just like, she's supposed to be doing all these things. I think we had a little breakthrough with them. We'll get to it between the sisters. But I did feel for Joey in the sense that she's just a teenage girl, and like, she does have school. We know they live a full life before school ever starts.
Yeah. We're in the middle of the day.
Oh, gosh, it's lunchtime at this point. But she still is having to take on a lot of responsibility that a teenager doesn't always have to take on. And we hit another breaking point in this episode with that.
Yeah, we do.
So, but okay, so we do go to school. Okay, this was so funny to me when Andy runs through the school door and is yelling Pacey's name, and he's like,
I know.
What now?
Yes.
So funny. And he says, I was having a mellow morning, McPhee. They are so funny.
They are. And you know when he says it, that he doesn't really mean that.
I know.
He enjoys having her
around. I think he really does too. We hit a little bit of a speed bump in the center of this episode.
We do.
But I can't wait, because they are the ones I want to talk the most about in this episode. I can't wait for that whole storyline. But she needs some notes, and I think it's hilarious that she is asking Pacey Witter for notes.
Of all people.
So fun. She doesn't know him like that, though.
She should by now, I feel like.
I feel like she should. I mean, his personality kind of does lend.
Well, he said in the last episode.
He doesn't care about his grade.
No. Nothing about his home life motivates him.
Yeah. I mean, it's just really... It's comical.
It is.
But I really think that also points back to she has a crush on him. So she's looking for any reason to come up to him or ask him, whatever. I think she just really has a crush on him. Yeah. And I think that grows a little deeper this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But they get to class, and of course, they're all in the same class.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to say that adds to this episode for me.
Yes.
Is that they're all together, but not all together at the same time, because they're broken into pairs.
Mm-hmm.
But I still like that they're all doing the same thing.
Yes.
It's just different little pockets.
We also have a familiar face.
Yeah. But, I mean, this was first, technically.
I know.
But it's familiar for us, yeah.
Yes.
Jimmy Edwards is his real name. Oh, I feel terrible. I literally just saw him on TikTok the other day. I can't remember, and I apologize, but he's Jimmy Edwards on
One Tree Hill.
Mm-hmm. And he looks so young. He looks like a baby.
I know.
Oh, his little red cheeks. I wanted to hug him and say it's okay.
I know. Well, it broke my heart, because, I mean, I knew that he was in episodes of this show, but I couldn't remember in what capacity, and it kind of broke my heart to see the way that Abby treated him, knowing what kind of a character line he plays for One Tree Hill one day, you know?
Yeah.
And it's an Abby that he deals with in that one too, but different.
Abby Morgan is a monster.
Yes, that Abby is a monster.
A monster. She is just poking at Jen, trying to get her to jump off a cliff, basically.
She's an instigator.
For sure. Well, I mean, she has been since the day we met her. Yes. But Jen, to me, who is this? Like, just like Dawson said, who are you? This does not... and you know what? Kind of jumping all over. But when they were sitting in the cafeteria after they picked their partners for the project, then we'll go back to the project, but they're sitting in the cafeteria and they're just watching Dawson and Joey over there. And Jen just is such a follower in this episode. Yes. And this storyline, basically. She's such a follower, and she's just giving in to the peer pressure of Abby. Mm-hmm. And it's this just did not seem like Jen's personality up to this point. It's like she just is so desperate for some kind of connection with somebody.
Yes. I mean, she hasn't acted like herself, I feel like, most all of this season. I mean,
for sure. Since her grandfather died.
Right. Or a couple seasons. We're only a couple episodes into the season. I feel like her insecurities were starting to stir at the end of last season, so not to deny that. But, I mean, full-fledged, this is a totally different Jen, and a different Jen of Jen. But, no, I don't like this Jen at all.
I don't either. She gets partnered up with Dawson, though. They have this economics project where they have to create a budget for based off of their jobs and their hypothetical jobs and incomes and lifestyle and families and all the things. They have to create this whole budget, and she's partnered with Dawson. Abby's partnered with
Kenny.
That's Jimmy Edwards from Winter Hill. Joey ends up being a single mom.
Successful.
Yes. Andy and Pacey are partnered together. And then we have the two jocks that are mentioned briefly in the beginning of the episode. And they honestly added a layer of comic relief that I loved.
Yes.
It really ended up being funny, but they ended up being the same-sex couple. Yes. Which, like you said, that was pretty risky for a 90s show.
Yes, I had forgotten about some of these details in this episode.
Yeah.
Because I've only seen it one other time with you. Yeah. A couple years ago. And, I mean, truly, I know I said it out loud when we were watching, but, I mean, it's surprising that teacher didn't get in some form of trouble or wasn't reprimanded. If it had been non-fictional, we know it's fictional, but I'm just saying, that would never have flown. If I had gone home and told my parents about that, I'm pretty sure somebody would have been up at the school trying to handle that.
Well, I want to say this about the fiction and nonfiction to whoever wants to argue that this is a fictional show. Writers' rooms still write storylines based off of real life things.
Yeah.
Sometimes real life actual events make it into a script. So it's still real storylines and real plots. These are not real people, I know.
Right. But my point is not that it's a problem that it's a same-sex couple. I just for the 90s, that was absolutely pushing the envelope.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dawson's Creek has one of the first on-screen kisses between same-sex couple. In a later season.
Okay, I didn't know.
Like I say one of the first because I don't want to say that wrong. I think that it was one of the first shows to do that on network television, which is a big deal which that would have been the very early 2000s at that point. It wasn't 98 or anything, but it still was a very taboo thing to see on network television.
Yes.
But it was funny. These are two jock best friends, and they have to, and at first they're like, "What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean by gay?" Like, it's just.
What do you mean same sex?
It's very
what do you mean
funny.
By gay?
Like, it's very funny that they're the way they're playing it.
Yeah, and the teacher's like, "Yeah, and you've got to include in your budget your marriage and
honeymoon,
your wedding, and
oh my gosh." But theirs ended up being my favorite little storyline, honestly. It was pretty funny.
As I said to you, too, that we never learned what their jobs or budget are.
Yeah, they're just a little engaged couple that we don't know much about. But Dawson and Jen, what did they say? Like $400,000 total income?
Yeah, she wasn't Jen an engineer and he was an attorney or something.
They're the wealthiest by far. Andy and Pacey is a middle class.
Yes.
Abby and I almost said Jimmy. Kenny, we don't know what they do because that's the one you actually commented about. We didn't hear what their jobs are.
Okay.
But we also didn't about the others because it doesn't matter. It like they're the characters that it does not matter to us.
Right.
Joey, we don't technically know. We just know she's a successful businesswoman.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we know.
Single mom. Yeah.
So it's really fun to see like these different couples or partnerships break off and start working on this project.
Yes, and he encourages them to get out in the field,
do research.
Yeah.
So Joey, the little storyline with her, other than her project for school, is there's the health inspector coming to the ice house. And so Bessie is so stressed out about just making sure everything is like spotless and where it's supposed to be. And Joey is preoccupied with her school project. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, though, honestly.
No, but I just made a note that Bessie's way kinder about Joey's insults than I would have been.
When she was saying that about I'm a successful single mom businesswoman, and Bessie's like, oh, well, I'm basically a single mom. I can help you with this. I'm a business owner. It was pretty brutal the way her sister just knocked her down.
Honestly, it let out or just showed Bessie what Joey really thought of her on a level that was beyond brutally honest.
Well, I think because as we see later, she's proud of her sister.
Yeah.
But it's different because when she hears the term successful businesswoman, she's thinking more of like business suit, office. Yes.
I think that Joey is too close to the situation to have a perspective of seeing truly what her sister has accomplished. I mean, she touches on it at the end and tells her that she's proud of her, and it means a lot to Bessie. And I think especially at that point, it means a lot because of the cutthroat things that Joey has said and hasn't said. That equally what she has not said as far as what she thinks of Bessie and what she said, it's just as equally hurtful as the things that she does say.
Yeah.
Just in comparison to, especially knowing how she talks about the lady that's in design and some other stuff that she goes to try to interview and this, that, and the other. But at the least, I do appreciate the fact that Joey gets to gain some perspective on what her sister has dealt with. And bless her sister's heart for trying to fire her. And I know I'm jumping way too
I know, but yeah.
I get it, but at the same time, she's like, she's feeling guilty because she's not trying to rob Joey of her childhood, and that she shouldn't be burdened with all her messes. But at the end of the day, there is something to be said for family sticking together with family and helping you get through your messes, no matter what they look like.
Well, and Bessie is in her late 20s, early 30s. Yeah. She doesn't have it all together.
No,
she had to step up to the plate.
Yeah.
And
what about Bessie's childhood? Because we can only assume that she was robbed of her own when her mother died, when their mother died. I mean, she had to become mom to her sister, essentially, before she became mom to her baby as well.
Yeah.
I mean, their dad's in jail, so, and it's definitely not something that's like portrayed as in like Bessie looks at this as like, I had my childhood robbed from me, it's your turn. It's not anything like that or even deliberate. It's just,
but they're sisters, so there's something different of looking at, even though there is that age gap. It's like siblings taking care of the business, taking care of what needs to be done, versus like a mother-daughter type.
Right.
You go live your childhood, go live your
Mhm.
life type thing. It's just, but
it's its own form of a reality check for both of them.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it was a little, it's really hard because I don't feel like Joey should have to take on all that responsibility.
No.
But I also, on the flip side of that, I kind of feel like Joey should be a little more sensitive and a little bit like she knew this was a big thing of the health inspector coming. Should
Right.
Bessie have asked her to go before work and do all that? No. But then sitting on your boyfriend's porch making out with him when you said you'd be there to help, that's a problem. That's a problem. So that's why it's like neither one of them are perfectly right or perfectly wrong.
No.
It's very gray.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
But I mean, they do have that moment where they make up, and she tells her how proud she is of her sister. Joey tells Bessie that, and it is a sweet moment because you do see in that scene that like Joey is acknowledging everything that Bessie has to do for her because she doesn't have anybody else. Right. Bessie is doing a lot to take care of her own life. She has a child. Her boyfriend doesn't live there because he's off working, but still she's a single mom due to that. And then she's also taking care of her as a teenager. They have the house, a restaurant that they're taking care of. It's a lot, and so for her to acknowledge that, I think it was needed, and it was good. You're still gonna have those sister moments where you're fighting, but but I liked Joey going to the lady in town to her business and just gaining a different perspective on different businesses.
Well, and she was able to give her insight into floor plans and layouts of restaurants, and that does a lot for somebody. Number one, that's as young as she is. And I don't want to get too far into this, but we know what it means or what it does for Joey when she has a little bit of a confidence boost. Now, granted, I feel like it went a little too far because she turned around and went back to the ice house and told Bessie about all these plans to revamp the menu and update.
She went a little overboard.
It's a little too far of a swing there, but
but given that perspective and her experience of like a bar versus the kitchen, they need to be close to each other because then that's double the time and the staff is having to go back and forth, and it's just that's a different perspective that somebody just in design who has not worked in that area would not think about.
Right.
So I think it was kind of cool that she got to share her, because she has said multiple times she's just the girl down the creek. She's working at the ice house and she's just ready to get out. And I think it was really important for her to be able to like show that it's still she's gaining experience where she's at and what she's doing.
Yes, but don't forget not to pick this scene apart too much, but she almost doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Because she almost doesn't value her own opinion or think her opinion matters. And when what's-her-face, whatever the successful design lady is, says, no, go ahead.
And then asks her to keep doing it.
Doesn't say it, but then finally does. And then she's like, okay, I really would like to pick your brain. That goes a long way.
Yeah. Joey enjoyed doing the project. She was so excited to like tell Dawson about going to meet what's her name, Laura Weston? It was like the design lady.
For that.
She was just I can't remember because she said it multiple times to Bessie too, but I can't remember. She was so excited to tell Dawson like about the experience she had and just how cool that is, and that she might like that. Or he still doesn't like fully show support. He almost like laughs it off a little bit, like climb the corporate ladder. Why is that your response to something she's excited about? And yet you got mad when she gave her opinions about your filmmaking. Again, we could harp on why it's okay for him to be a certain way, but somebody else can't. We could go for days on that.
Yeah.
But it's just, as her boyfriend, he should be showing a little more support.
Good luck with that.
Oh, gosh. Can we talk about Pacey and Andy now?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Pacey and Andy.
Pacey who wants a viper, and I totally am down for that. Because growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, now granted, back then my dad was a fireman and paramedic. And whenever we would go visit him at fire station, they had a game called Test Drive 5. And it was on PlayStation. And I learned how to be a whiz at that game. And then the guys didn't want to play with me. But one of the options for your car that you could drive was a Viper. And that was always mine. Yeah. And I would get the purpley blue color one with the white stripes.
It was on some PlayStation game that I played or something. I don't remember. It was their little middle class family. They had 3 kids, and she's trying to find a house for him. But he's only worried about the car, and she says, "I want a divorce," and he says, "That's okay. You can take the kids. I'll take the car."
Yes. I mean, he even says at one point that the kids don't need separate bedrooms.
Oh my gosh!
Not everyone gets to grow up like a princess.
Yes,
like
that's the running theme between them. He assumes something about her because of where her house is and the car she drives. Honestly, it's an easy thing to assume. I think, I've assumed that. Probably any given day I would assume that about somebody, depending on where their house is. Yeah, it's like, what that area might. I mean, it's the country club is what he said. They live in the country club. Usually country clubs are expensive homes. And then the car that she drives in, he even says later, like the clothes and stuff like that. And he assumes something about her. And he kind of, honestly, Pacey is a little bit nasty in this episode to her. Like, he spews some nasty things out of Assumption when they are doing their little research, because she says, the teacher says we need to research. So they're going and actually looking at apartments, because she does say, we'll compromise. You can get the Viper if we can find a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, and then he says 1 bedroom.
So they actually go and they're looking at these apartments to see what their budget would be able to get them. And the rat infested comes as is type. Oh my gosh. The lady is currently smoking in it. And it's just so funny. And he's annoyed by this whole thing. He's like, why are we even doing this? Are we moving in together? Like he's like on edge for some reason, and he just is done with it. And she says something about, she has the comment about being lazy, and he says, I'm here. Like, you can't say I'm lazy with everything that I'm doing. So it starts this whole fight between the two of them, and they both say some pretty nasty things, but he gets loud, and he just, his assumptions, he does. And
that's what I wrote.
That it doesn't matter if they get an F or an A, because it doesn't matter to his family and all these things.
His home life does not motivate him.
Yeah. And then he basically just calls her spoiled rich brat. In not so many words. Like, it's me. I just remember thinking, watching it, he is being so nasty. I need the fun-loving, goofy Pacey just a little bit more. This is, he's real cynical, and just kind of, because of the way he has grown up, which I would say would be a middle-class family. But he other factors of his home life have added to his cynicism. And I love what she says to him at the end of that, when they're yelling outside of that apartment. She says, you don't know anything about me. And she's like tearfully saying that, and then walks off. Which is our first glimpse into, there's more to Andy McPhee that we don't know yet.
Now, I also noted, and this is a lighter note in that scene, did you notice her zigzag hair part? Little wave of nostalgia.
I love Andy. I really do.
I know. I just remember my mom would try to give my sister and I zigzag parts.
She tried.
Sometimes our hair would lay that way, and sometimes it wouldn't. But it was the 90s. Sorry.
So we don't know really where they're going with that.
No, we don't.
Or what's gonna happen with their project. Pacey walks into the ice house after his little blow up with Andy, because we know he doesn't like to go home.
Right.
But the ice house has pretty much closed because they're trying to get ready for the health inspector. And Jack says we're closed, and this is the first time that Pacey and Jack are meeting.
Correct.
So he says, I just really need a cup of coffee. I love this scene with Pacey and Jack, but Pacey, because I think it's just like the way that Joshua Jackson plays him. It's a very vulnerable way. He says, he asks, like, aren't you Jack McPhee, Andy's brother? And he knows that she flipped out on him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't at first think that he necessarily did anything wrong. Because he says still,
Yes.
he's like, he kind of has that defeatedness about him just because he didn't know why she got so mad. But he's like, is your sister on medication? Which is kind of funny because...
Yes, we find out later.
She is. But... he says, is your sister on medication? Because she just flipped out on me.
Yeah.
And Jack then is like,
what'd you do?
Yes, which is really funny.
Yes.
Because, I mean,
that's a pretty good big
so
brother.
that he doesn't even have to know Pacey to ask that question.
Yeah.
And then Pacey says nothing, of course.
Yeah.
And they get into... Pacey again starts talking about how she's a spoiled rich kid and that they don't have like real problems or whatever. And
assumptions.
Yes. The same assumptions he's had since she hit him with her car.
Yes.
And Jack is the one to tell us maybe that used to be us.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a nice house, but that is not...
No.
We don't have to not worry about things anymore. And we don't know why yet. We still don't know much,
right.
But we know that what we see on the outside is not all there is to the McPhee family.
Right.
And he tells him, give her a chance. She deserves it. And Pacey just listens.
Yep.
And he feels bad at what he has assumed about her. I just loved... It just felt like a quiet moment for Pacey.
Yes.
I don't know. I really, really, really love Joshua Jackson.
He's
even
wonderful.
As like an early 20-year-old, he is so... I think he's a phenomenal actor. I really do.
Yes.
And even like playing a squirrely little teenager.
Yeah.
Who makes dumb decisions.
Yeah.
He plays it in such a lovable way that you can't help but be drawn to him even in the midst of him making terrible choices.
Right.
Or being a jerk or whatever. Like, he's so good. I love him. I will go on and on about Joshua Jackson till the cows come home.
Yes.
I love him so much. But he feels terrible for how he was. And so...
Yes, when they go to turn in their projects, she's like, I'm turning in the wife's side 50-50. And then he comes in late and he's got this whole binder.
Very thorough.
Yes. It might be the most thorough work, most that he's ever done.
Yes, by far. Oh my gosh. It was just such a sweet little moment. He walks in. He's very serious.
Our project.
Mine and Andy's. And then he sits down and she just doesn't really know what's going on. She just looks at him and he just sits down kind of with a soft smile. I love it so much. I love where it's going. I know where it's going, but I still love it anyways. I love the beginning stages of it. And then when they are walking out of school, they have a really fun, like, it's kind of serious in the beginning of he says he talked to Jack and this and that, and she says, I don't I don't want my family to be the center, the focal point of our truth right now, basically. And so we still don't know much about her family. We do know that he respects that.
Yeah.
He knows a little bit behind the curtain.
Right.
She knows a little bit behind his curtain.
Mm-hmm.
And they just respect each other to be who they are in this moment. Mm-hmm. And then it turns fun, and they're walking, and she says, so did you get the Viper? And he says, I had to.
Yes.
It was cute.
I loved it.
He was lighthearted and bouncing around.
The one bedroom.
He was so adorable. Even
the family that lays together stays together.
Yeah. She said, what about a 2-bedroom? And he said, well, it's a 1-bedroom.
Yeah. 5 people in 1 bedroom. That's what he said. Family lays together, stays together.
And then the reveal. As they're walking away from school, we see. We're going back to Dawson and Jen, don't worry. But we see in the mirror.
With her sunglasses.
She is watching these 2 teenagers have fun and flirt and laugh together. And it is none other than homewrecker, crazy psycho teacher Tamara Jacobs. Why is she back? What is coming? I'm not okay with it.
I didn't remember her showing up. So, like I told you, I didn't even remember that she came back.
I knew she came back. I did not realize it was this early. I thought it was later. I honestly thought it was later when Andy and Pacey are in a full-blown relationship later on.
See, I don't even remember what happens. I'm sure that like things will come back as we start to watch the next episodes, but I mean she has a look of slight jealousy that gains like some kind of a sly smile of like almost, at least to me, it almost looked like she was thinking, oh, he's finding somebody his own age or whatever, kind of like she told him to do. But at the same time, there's a slight smirkiness to it of like, I'm back.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw like a hint of pride of like she's looking at him pridefully. Yeah. Like proud of who he is. That's gross.
Yes, like she had a hand in it.
Ew.
So gross.
So I'm sure we're gonna absolutely hate where that's going.
Yes.
But anyways, Pacey and Andy, I love. Dawson and Jen are partners. And Abby Morgan is just continuously pushing her to be seductive, sultry, and get him back. Oh, gosh.
And I'm sorry, but I mean, it's probably the rock that I grew up under and the somewhat sheltered life that I lived. But, I mean, granted, we're to understand that Jen comes from this wild background in history. But it just makes me, the things that Abby was saying, it makes me want to be like, how do they even know about these things? Like, y'all sound like you are way older than you are. And
there's... what are y'all watching on TV?
Right, or what are your parents saying that you're overhearing? Like, it disturbs me.
Yeah. Abby Morgan is a very disturbing human being.
No, that goes without having to be said.
But Jen, I cringed more than I've cringed in a long time watching this whole thing with her. Yes. And her throwing herself at Dawson.
And he calls her out for it.
He does. I will say, Dawson is not playing into it or letting it go any further than... He honestly, if it goes too far, it's because he's confused and he's like taken aback at some points.
Like, what do I do?
What do I do with this? Yeah. But I do like when he says, who are you?
Yes.
Because she takes it a little far coming over in that dress at the end. And then she starts trying to massage his shoulders and his head.
Asking, can she spend the night?
Oh, it's just so gross.
I can't go next door. What?
I can't even make it next door. I'm so tired.
Can I just crash here? No, you can't.
No.
And she is absolutely shocked that he says no.
Yeah,
and
yes, she is. Why? Oh, she is floored. Yes. Never crossed her mind that he would turn her down.
Exactly.
She thought that throwing herself at him would do the trick.
Well, and then she has the nerve to tell him that he may be with Joey, but that she doesn't respect it.
Yep. I accept it, but I don't respect it.
Yes.
Gross.
And she kisses him again,
Mm-hmm.
and yet doesn't tell Joey.
Yeah, I know. But did you clock when she walks out of his room? Mm-hmm. She's got this whole like smirk. Mm-hmm. I know confidence, like I know who I am and I get what I want type of thing as she's walking out. When she rounds that corner though into the hallway, everything drops. Mm-hmm. Because she is not fully confident. She is letting someone else dictate how she's supposed to be. She is searching for who she is.
In all the wrong places.
Oh, for sure. But she went from this wild 14-year-old child in New York City to this wholesome girl next door as soon as she got into Capeside. Mm-hmm. Mostly because that's the box that she was put in. Mm-hmm. From the moment she got out of the cab. And then it was Dawson's girlfriend, and then it's just she doesn't know who she is. She only knows like who other people see her as, I guess. And now it's Abby doing that. Not a free pass. She is old enough to be able to say no and to, make her own choices. But that her face dropping like that was like, okay, she doesn't even buy what she's selling to him.
Correct. I was just about to say, she hadn't even bought into her own antics of what she's trying to do.
It's a desperate cry for attention.
Yeah, and it looks desperate on every
for
angle.
Sure. Oh my gosh, it's everything awful. She says is so desperate.
He even calls her out for the dress that she's wearing. Yes. He's like, "Is that what seriously what you wear for a study session?" Mm-hmm. Uncomfortable.
It really is. It really is. And so at the end, when Joey and him are kissing after they turn all of them turn in their projects, and Abby and Jen walk by, and Abby says, "Get a room." Jen is even uncomfortable in that because I really do think that she misses being a part of that friend group. Yes. But she's like, it's like almost too far gone. I don't know how to get back to that right now. And so because she like awkwardly walks by and kind of looks at him, but then keeps going. And I do feel for Jen because again, she's had these traumatic things happen. She's never been shown or taught how to appropriately handle them.
No.
So as a child, because she is a 15-year-old child, we can't expect her to make mature decisions when she's never been taught that or shown how to properly process her feelings and emotions. I'm not saying she doesn't know right from wrong.
No, it almost makes me wonder, where's Grams right now?
I know. She's very absent.
Yes. And granted, we've seen her. There's so many aspects to the Grams and Jen relationship and all the leaps and the bounds that they've had so far. But I really do. I wonder where is she? Because she's got to be aware of this.
Yeah. I'm ready for more of Grams.
Mm-hmm.
I really am.
And I'm ready for Abby Morgan to be gone. I'm so sick of her. I can't stand
her. Yeah. Oh, anyways. So I think that Dawson actually looked very cute. Except towards the end, and I thought his hair was very greasy.
I wasn't studying him that hard.
I thought he looked cute through most of it. And like when they were working on the project and stuff. But his hair was greasy towards the end. I did not like that. Well, what was happening?
I didn't even notice. He's not a very attractive person.
There's moments. Not overall that he's not somebody I would be attracted to, but he has cute moments. Like all of season 1, I was like, ugh. So that's why I'm like looking
he
for
had
small
his moment in the first episode of this season. That's it. That's all I'll give it. That's all I gotta be able to give him.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay. I like how he stood up to Jen though.
Yes.
He does need to talk to Joey. You're right.
I personally feel like he could have really drawn a line a little earlier when she shows up and he and Joey are kissing on the front porch, and you know Joey leaves. Well, he asks her, "Where are we gonna do this?" And she is not just direct. She is like,
oh my gosh,
something, I don't even know the word I'm looking for.
Your bedroom.
Well, somewhere comfortable or something along those lines, and then says your bedroom.
Ew.
It's just, ooh, none of that sits or fits well at all. And then at that moment, that I feel like would have been a wonderful opportunity for him to have said no.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Or for that matter, he could have just said, "Why not here?" Or "I'm comfortable here on the front porch." I don't, not that it gets worse or it goes too far in his bedroom. I'm not saying that, but I'm just meaning like if you wanted to nitpick a couple of things, he could have said no sooner.
He could have. I don't think the only thing I will say in his defense is that he has no experience with this.
No.
So I think he's shocked by Jen's behavior because he hasn't seen this behavior from her.
No.
So he's shocked. But this is now the second. No, not even the second. This is more than. This is every single episode in this season that she has thrown herself at him and disrespected his new relationship. So it should not be a shock to him that much.
No, but that's part of where I'm coming back to. Like,
yeah, I agree.
He should already be recognizing the signs.
I agree.
And what's going on here. And he very well could have been like, "I don't want to go to my room."
Yeah, I agree.
Or better yet, he could have gone on and called her out there. I know what you're trying to do.
I think he's too much of a nice guy. Joey, though, when she walked up in that dress and Joey said, "Nice dress,"
and she said, "I borrowed it."
She said, "I bet."
As she walked by.
I loved it.
But I mean, Stone Cold Joey left him. Plenty of girls would have been like, "Oh, I'm not leaving." Or obsessively like, "What's going on?"
I think this is a perfect case of Joey trusts Dawson wholeheartedly.
She does.
She does not trust Jen.
No, and when earlier on in the episode, when they're in the lunchroom, and Abby and Jen are at the other end of the room, and they're staring at them, and she says something to Dawson about it, and he's like, "Oh, you have nothing to worry about," and she says, "Famous last words."
He's had lots of famous last words this season.
He has, but that's why I'm just saying, I'm not here for stirring pots. I'm not here for trying to get people in trouble or anything like that. But I just feel like at this point, knowing the context, he should have probably told Joey about now 2 kisses.
Yeah. I know.
Just for the sake of honesty.
I know. Anyway. Okay, so I don't have a red flag in this one for him personally. I agree he needs to draw a line sooner.
His red flag would be the opening with his parents.
I thought about that. I did think about that. But here's where I took it off. The relationship that he has with his parents, I'm not saying it's okay. 2 things. They have allowed this type of relationship with them. So where he feels comfortable saying whatever, even if it's disrespectful. Because they haven't necessarily been the type of parents that demand respect from him. So to him, this is just normal. So he feels comfortable saying whatever to him. I agree. I don't like it. It's disrespectful. Then again, I'll say this. My mouth was my biggest downfall as a teenager. I was horrible. So, if I watched myself on TV as a 15-year-old, I'd be like, the disrespect. So, it's easy for me to judge him looking back, but I know exactly how I was. I went into my closet, and it was just like Joey with her journal. I said things in the moment that...
I was not as bad as most people, but I had a way of I didn't have to use words. Sometimes my attitude was enough, and I'd just take myself to my room. I would turn that music up. I had the sound system on the computer that I built. I literally had to
passively aggressive.
Do what?
Passive aggressively said.
Yeah, I know.
You.
I mean, I had a subwoofer built, like the whole thing, and I would just turn the volume up and just sing till my heart was content, as if nothing had ever happened.
Hey, everything.
No, it was not like there was.
I know.
Nothing.
I told my parents I hated them all the time. Do I mean it? Absolutely not. But just like Joey in last episode, where she said, I was mad in this moment. That's how I was feeling.
Yeah.
I was the same way. I'm not saying it was right. I should have never said that.
I'm not denying. I had moments.
Yeah.
And I said some things that I regret and that I didn't mean. But, I mean, maybe my mom would think differently. But I really feel like, and we've talked about this, I didn't talk back like the majority of kids or people that I knew did. I just took myself to my room. I took myself out of the equation. Like, I'm not dealing with this. I go to my own space and whatever.
I'm ghosting.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like an avoidance factor either. It's just like, I'm done with this. Off I
made the decision that this conversation's over.
I guess that was my control factor. I don't know. But at the same time, the day before my grandmother died, she made time to come and spend time with my sister, time with me, and time with my dad. It was his mom. But one of the things she made me promise was that I would get out of my room more. And at the same time, stop letting my parents just run over me in life. Anyway, she also told me that the Lord had somebody for me and I needed not worry. And that's been 18 years ago next month. So we're still counting.
A boyfriend for Christmas. It was the 20th year. What do you give this episode?
A 4.
Oh, okay.
I thought about a 3, but I'm not trying to set the tone down. It just kind of is riding where the last one was, I guess. Okay. What about you?
I think I'm giving it a 6 again. Because I do like the school project, and I even like the I like the little spice of Jen and Dawson. I'm not saying I like what she's doing. I like what it's adding to the show. Sure. The drama. So it's a 6. Well, I think
the looming question mark at the very end.
Oh my gosh. It they're getting into some of the drama that makes for a good show. Now I gave the last one a 6 though, so I think that this one is higher than the last one. Okay. So this one of this season, actually it's not. The first one is still my favorite of the season so far. I gave it a 9. Actually, I gave it a 9. It's the highest out of every episode so far. But episode 3 is higher than episode 2.
I feel like between the last one and this one, yeah, I guess this one ranks above it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because thinking about Dawson following her to work last episode just,
I don't know,
riles me up on a level I can't get around. I mean, so help me if somebody did that to me. Get out. And don't let me catch you around my place nowhere. We're goodbye.
That's it for today's episode of Press Play Again. 2 roommates, 1 remote. Thanks for hanging out with us as we rewatch Dawson's Creek Season 2, Episode 3, Alternative Lifestyles. If you loved today's conversation, be sure to follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at PressPlayAgainPod. Check us out on YouTube, where you can watch this entire video. We're also on TikTok. Leave us a rating and drop a comment to let us know your favorite moments or least favorite moments from the episode, not from us. You can also text us. We'll be back next week with more laughs, more nostalgia, and of course, more rewatches. Until then, Keep the remote close, the memories closer, and always be kind. Rewind and press play again. Bye, Roomies.
Bye-bye.